On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor to welcome you to this exciting moment in our college's history, the groundbreaking ceremony for the planned Regional Supply Chain Management and Logistics Center. The center represents our commitment to preparing students for the future of work. With construction valued at over $21.2 million. This investment is not just for bricks and mortar. It's an investment in the opportunity, innovation, and growth for our region. Currently, FTCC CDL program is able to train 16 people during the day, 16 people at night, and no training capability on the weekends. This new center will provide a capacity to train 64 students during the day, 64 students at night, and 64 students on the weekend, with a total of over 500 students per year. This state-of-the-art facility is designed to train the workforce that keeps goods moving and businesses thriving. We are proud to be shaping the future-ready workforce of our community, and we thank our donors, partners, supporters, and stakeholders who are making this vision a reality. So thank you, all of you, for being here today to celebrate this milestone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilford. First off, I want to point out a few people who are important to this particular project. First off, we have a few members of our General Assembly here. So I know at that time, I thought Senator Tom McInnes was going to be here, but I don't see him here yet. But I know Representative John Soka was in the General Assembly at the time that this project was brought to him, as well as Senator Deviere. So I wanted to recognize them for their contributions and the work that they did to help bring this funding to Cumberland County and to Fayetteville Tech. For the county commissioners, I think we've got Commissioner Tyson, Commissioner Patel, as well as Chairman DeVere here today with us. Several members of the city council members. Oh yes, Glenn Adams is also here. Thank you. He's hiding in the back from me. So this throws something at me. Several members of our city council are here. Councilwoman McNair, Thompson, Green, McLaughlin. Thank you all for being here. Did I miss any of my city council members? Here comes Mr. Benavente as well. And then we have a number of members of our Fayetteville Tech Board of Directors. Would you please raise your hand? Come on, Ken, you can raise your hand now. Ken's a new board member. He's not got used to being called on. And then foundation board members. Foundation board members, how many have you got foundation board members back over here? Also want to call out Mr. William Gillis, who sold us this land back several years ago. And I was called about 6 months ago and by Mr. Gillis, and he said, "Hey, I heard y'all are going to do something with the land out there that I sold y'all, but I don't see anything happening." Well, you see it happening now, sir. We're moving forward with that. I also want to call out a few of our funding partners. In addition to the generous donation that we got from the North Carolina General Assembly, we also received a $500,000 grant from the Golden Leaf Foundation. So Scott Hamilton is here. We also applied through the North Carolina Community College system and got a $500,000 grant in their high demand workforce initiative. And then both the Cannon Charitable Trust and the Cannon Foundation has contributed money to this project in order to make it a reality. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But I do want to mention one thing. This is a regional facility. And so in addition to Fayetteville Tech, we have two of our partners here. So Miss Mandy Lee, president of Bladen Community College, and Mr. Johnny Smith, who is the chief academic officer of Robinson Community College, is here as well. Both of those colleges will be sharing in this facility, and I'll talk a little bit about that today. But we're very excited to be here today for you to help us celebrate this long anticipated groundbreaking for the Regional Supply Chain Management and Logistics Center. This is a project that was really initiated back in spring of 2021 when Dr. Keene and I met with Representative John Soka in the General Assembly, and we were talking about our budget needs. And Representative Soka said, well, what else do you need? And we were very quick to say, well, we really need additional help with the Fire and Emergency Training Center, as well as an annex at the nursing facility on campus where we were expanding our capability to train nurses, and we need money for a truck driver training facility. As you may well know, we currently train on our campus in a parking lot, and that's typical of what community colleges have to do, is train on a parking lot. And so it really limited our ability to move forward. When we got started, we had the money. There was $10 million donated out of the appropriation from the General Assembly, and that money didn't cover the cost. We initially start out with a cost structure of $13.8 million. And when COVID hit, the disruption there, and then inflation, it ballooned up to $21 million. That put us in a standstill. And so we had to break the project down into two different phases. What you're looking at today is phase one. Phase one will consist of, and the training, we bought 60 acres from the Gillis family. We're using 30 of it for the Logistics and Supply Chain Center. The other 30, we will be deciding what else we will be putting out here. But on phase one, it will be a 13-acre driving pad. 13 acres for maneuvering and driving. That, as far as I know, may be the largest driving pad I know on a community college, but maybe in the state of North Carolina for training purposes. So we're very proud about that. And it will have all of the infrastructure for this initial phase of the 30 acres. That we expect to be finished in December. And so phase two will immediately proceed thereafter. And phase two will include the construction of a classroom building. That'll have 2 classrooms, offices, and all the mechanical capabilities, but also a 2-bay diesel maintenance facility on the back end. So we will be starting a heavy diesel technician program as well to facilitate the needs for employees around the Sandhills region. As I said, we owe a great debt of gratitude to the delegation, Cumberland County delegation to the North Carolina General Assembly, because they worked very, very hard. And as you know, they brought in about $480 million to Cumberland County. That was a big investment that was made by the state, and it was a bipartisan effort that took place. And I do want to call out Representative John Soka, because he really took the ball and ran with it. And the other members of the delegation joined as well. Out of those funds, we've used them about $46 million to go out of the 36. $20 million went to the $46 million J. Larry Keene Fire and Emergency Training Center out near the airport. We've also put a nursing annex building on campus. We now have, if you count all of the nursing programs all the way into graduate program, we have the 5th largest nursing program in the state of North Carolina. and that includes Duke University, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, that private college down in Charlotte. So we should be very proud of that particular issue. I also want to express my appreciation to Senator Tom McInnes, because when all of a sudden we ran into a problem, we didn't have enough money, that stops the project. And Senator McInnes was very quick to say, give me a technical correction and I'll run it and get the money moved over, because we had a little bit of money left over in the fire and emergency training. We'll get it moved over to the truck driver training so we could make that work. So to both former Representative Soka and Senator McInnes and the entire Cumberland delegation, thank you so much for the effort and the work you put into making this happen. So the brick and the mortar is not all that is required. This is one of those high-cost programs. And it takes trucks, it takes instructors, because for every 4 students, you have to have 1 instructor. And that's how many 4 students per truck, right, Eric? That you have to go through and train. And the training is 3 different phases. 1 is in the classroom, 2 is maneuvering, which is the hard piece, because you have to have a designated amount of space to meet safety concerns. And then 3rd is over the road. And so we've sought out funding from our philanthropic partners that were there to help us with the construction, but also with the equipment and the supplies that were needed for this state-of-the-art capability. So special thanks go out to the Golden Leaf Foundation, the North Carolina Community College System, the Cannon Charitable Trust, and the Cannon Foundation. Again, the center is designed to serve our region. 2 of our partners are here today to help us celebrate this occasion. President Mandy Lee from Bladen Community College. When we were talking about this project, President Lee basically was pretty clear. She said, we desperately need a truck driver training program at Bladen, but we're landlocked. We can't do anything with it. And we said, hey, look, let's figure out how we can collaborate and make this thing work. And so same thing with Robinson. Robinson had a program already, and they were driving in a parking lot. And they were limited, Johnny, I don't know, two or 3 trucks at a time. But both Fayetteville Tech and Robinson had a waiting list. Our waiting list goes into January, I believe, already. And the same thing with Robinson Community College. We didn't have enough capacity to train those that were needed. And so we went to work, and we came up with a plan where we went to the community college system. We applied for $500,000, and we used part of that money, half of that money, to buy a truck driver simulator for Bladen Community College. Eric Smith, our department chair, went down and worked with Bladen Community College to help them set up their program. He helped Bladen get a designated over-the-road route from Bladen Community College to here, and the same thing with Robinson. So part of their training and getting up here is part of the coursework. So we're very excited about the opportunity that was there, and that this training capability will serve not only Fayetteville Tech, but Bladen Community College as well as Robinson Community College. So it is really a regional project. Our students and our employers are the beneficiary of this collaborative effort. And I can't speak for Fayetteville, for Robinson or Bladen, but right now we know that 90% of our students that go through this program have a job within 6 months, starting pay of $70,000 to $80,000 a year. And so you're going to hear from one of those students today. And I know right now Bladen is actually coming up and training on our parking lot on campus so that we could get them moving and get the momentum going. So without further ado, I did want to give some key people the opportunity to speak to you about their role in this project. So first I'm going to call up John Soka. He played an important role here. He listened to our needs. He led a bipartisan effort to make sure that our request was heard and funded. So please welcome Representative John Soka.
That was very kind of you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Sorrells, and thanks for having me here today. The story really didn't begin in 2020. The story began several years before that. When I was first elected in 2012, took office in 2013, Dr. Keene, Dr. Sorrells came up to the office and said, "Do you know what we do at FTCC?" I said, "Kind of, sort of." So they gave me a real education on what they did, and it's preparing young people to go out, get jobs, and help our local economy. This is really a story of a vision, a shared vision from them, from all the board of directors, from myself and other members of the legislature, past and present, to get where we got to today. After hearing about truck drivers, and at the time, I recall there was a shortage in 2013 of 60,000 truck drivers across the United States, not just in North Carolina. So at that time, Senator Merritt and myself said, well, what can we do locally? And it was suggested by FTCC, try and do something with the military, because we train an awful lot of guys coming out of the military. They've got a military driver's license. I'm retired military, so I know how that works. But then they got to go all this stuff again. So Senator Merritt and I passed a bill. We had mirror bills in both the Senate and the House, and the House version passed that allowed military members, as long as they had at least 2 years of experience driving a comparable military truck, and they had an honorable discharge, they didn't have to take the driving test. So that helped. Down the road a little bit, 2 years later, again, FTCC had a finger in this, although they didn't end up getting the contract. There was another thought on military soldiers, ETSing coming out. How can we get more people with the training? They might not have the 2 years, so it was a $200,000 grant. It was run by a civilian contractor, ran very successful, and then that just kind of died. And then go forward a couple more years, there were a lot of trucking companies here in Cumberland County said, why do we have to go out of the county to get our CDLs? Why do we test out of county? I said, I don't know, why do you? And they said, well, we have to. Sorry, folks, it was in Elizabethtown in Bladen County. So we got that moved up to Stedman. I guess it's still tests for CDLs. If I'm wrong on that one, somebody correct me. But it saved, what I was told by the local trucking community, hundreds of thousands of dollars on getting people to and from the CDL testing site and getting their licenses so they could go get those good jobs. So FTCC it's not just about training people here, it's about the whole community and getting in there. And then finally, when we had was that the year the money fell on Cumberland County, I guess? When Tim Moore was still speaker, he was getting on me because it was bipartisan, and Democrats worked Democrat side, Republicans worked Republican side, and we kept going back and forth. And and Tim Moore said, Cumberland County is going to tip the whole state into the Atlantic. You're getting so much money. And I told him that wasn't really the case. It was counterbalanced by the amount of money he was getting in Cleveland County. He smiled at that and he said, yeah, I guess you're right. So we did get a lot of money here, but it's money well spent. Every dime that I voted for, and I'm sure Kirk would agree with me, and Tom if he was here, and everybody who's been in the General Assembly, every single dime we've ever voted for to come to FTCC has been put to great use, without a doubt. And that didn't start with me in the legislature. That started well before. We can look back to the Tony Rand era and all those people who served with him. They really brought money to FTCC, not just because it's our local community college, which we all acknowledge and we love it. It's because FTCC gets the job done. And it provides a future for our young people. I have a granddaughter right now at FTCC. She wants to be a mortician. I don't know why, but somebody's got to do that. But she's learning what she needs to learn to go out and be successful doing that. So let me just summarize and say it's with great pleasure that I and the rest of the delegation at the time brought not only the money for this, for FTCC, for FSU, for the rest of our county here, but it's really the shared vision that was given to us by Dr. Sorrells, by Dr. Keene before him, by the board. Every time we were at one of your meetings, you said, we love what you've done for us, here's what we need now. And it wasn't we need it because we want it, it was we need it because with these funds we can do X, Y, and Z for our community. And I think that's why we're all here today. I'm just honored to have been a part of this. And I want to be here at the ribbon cutting. So anyway, no speeches from me then, I promise. But thank you very much for your time.
So, as I've mentioned, our current county commission chair, Kurt DeVere, was in the Senate at that time. And he was part of the delegation that really helped what I call bring the bacon home. And that was exceedingly important. But he also, and I will say this, I've worked all over the state of North Carolina. And our county commissioners do a great job in funding our college and in funding education. And they've been supportive. Every single year when we've gone through, they've listened, they've worked hard to provide the resources that we need in order to operate and continue to lead our effort in workforce development. This year, I am so pleased that Chairman DeVere and the Cumberland County Commissioners voted unanimously to fully fund education at Fayetteville Technical Community College as well as Cumberland County Schools. So thank you, Mr. Chairman, and if you would please come up and have a few words.
Thank you, President Sorrells, for the invitation to be here and those words. And I know you've already recognized them, but I'm always going to recognize my colleagues because that budget you just spoke about, it was all of us working together to make it happen. So Commissioner Adams is here, Commissioner Tyson, Commissioner Patel is here as well. And I do want to take just a moment to reflect back on that pretty unique group, John, that we had. You know, Representative Lucas, our godfather of our group, Representative Richardson, Representative Wheatley, of course, Representative Soka, myself, and Senator Clark. It was just a unique time, unique moment that we were able to truly set aside some policy differences and really work and focus on the community. And we're able to do that in a way that I believe we're going to continue to leverage the dollars and the investment we made in this community for years to come. And I think John will agree with me. It's great to come out to groundbreakings and see buildings come up when you were part of the work to get the funding here. So again, just want to recognize them in that very special group. But my real reason why I'm here, but on behalf of myself, Vice Chairwoman Veronica Jones, and my other colleagues that are here and that aren't here, I want to congratulate the trustees, the staff, and the students of Fayetteville Technical Community College on today's groundbreaking for the Regional Supply Chain Management and Logistical Center. This facility represents our shared commitment to making sure that Cumberland County students truly are ready from day one. In today's competitive economy, being career ready means more than just having a diploma. It means hands-on experience with tools, technology, and real-world challenges that employers demand. This state-of-the-art center will ensure that our students graduate not just educated, but career ready, and more importantly, job ready. Logistics is one of Cumberland County's focused industries. And this center, strengthened by our proximity to Fort Bragg, Sergeant Major, great to have you here in that connection to Fort Bragg. Our proximity to Fort Bragg and our deep military heritage will help grow our workforce in this area. Our veterans and transitioning service members bring unparalleled logistics experience to our community, and this facility will help them translate those military skills into civilian careers. At the same time, it will prepare the next generation of logistics professionals to support our military missions and regional economy. Students will leave here with industry certificates, practical experience, and confidence that comes from being genuinely prepared for their chosen career. We're not just building a facility, we're not just building a training facility, we're creating a pipeline of career-ready professionals who will drive economic growth and strengthen our community for generations to come. When employers look for skilled logistics professionals, they know they can find them right here in Cumberland County, whether they're veterans transitioning to civilian careers or students beginning their professional journeys. Thank you for your investment in our community's career-ready future. And again, thank you, Dr. Sorrells and Dr. Keene, for their vision so many years ago to bring this to life today. Thank you.
So in addition to the funding we got from the General Assembly, our foundation, our new foundation director, Jennifer Hammond, is in the back. But also I'd be remiss if I didn't call out Dr. Tiffany Watts, who put pen to ink to make sure that we had a good competitive application. North Carolina is extraordinarily blessed with philanthropic resources and leadership in the philanthropic community. So I see Mary Holmes here, and thank you, Mary, for all the work you do in Cumberland County. We wouldn't be where we are today without the Cumberland Community Foundation as well. But looking forward, we knew we had to have some extra resources in order to buy trucks, in order to finish up the equipment, the lighting, and create a safe environment out here. And so the team, through the foundation and through Dr. Watts, put together several applications that were funded. One was at the Golden Leaf Foundation. And I will tell you, after spending almost 18 years at the foundation, the Golden Leaf has made or left an indelible impact all across this state. A legacy that is absolutely incredible by effectively using the funds from the 1999 Master Settlement Agreement to assist North Carolina communities with transitioning away from tobacco dependence toward new economic realities. So the contributions of the Golden Leaf Foundation, the Cannon Charitable Trust, the Cannon Foundation, and others have been extraordinarily important to make this project work. So Scott, thank you from the bottom of my heart for your investment here today, and please come up and share with us some of your insights.
Howdy, how y'all doing? It's a pretty good day, isn't it? It is a good day in Cumberland County, and I dare say it's a good day in Bladen and Robeson as well, because y'all, through your strategic and collaborative partnership, are going to make this program great. So congratulations to everybody and everybody involved. Mr. Chairman, congratulations to you and the trustees. President Sorrells, congratulations to you and your team as well that get us here today. And I am honored to be able to be here today to represent the Golden Leaf Foundation as we celebrate this important milestone for Fayetteville Tech's Regional Supply Chain Transportation Complex. But I'd also like to recognize members, current and former, of the North Carolina General Assembly, because without their support, Golden Leaf could not do the work that we are honored and privileged to do. And I want to say thank you for your past support and thank the current General Assembly for their current support. Golden Leaf's mission is to increase economic opportunity in North Carolina's rural and economically distressed communities. The LEAF in Golden Leaf stands for the Long-Term Economic Advancement Foundation. And this project is very exciting because it is going to create a regional hub for truck driving, heavy equipment, and diesel mechanic training. Fayetteville Tech is partnering with Bladen and Robeson Community Colleges to expand the CDL training programs across southeastern North Carolina. This collaboration is going to build strong pipelines of workers for the high-demand transportation industry, an industry that is critical to business success and economic growth across all of North Carolina. On behalf of the Golden Leaf Board of Directors, congratulations to Fayetteville Tech, Bladen, and Robeson Community Colleges, and to all of the partners that made today possible. We look forward to the impact that this complex is going to have on the students, the employers, and the economy. So again, congratulations.
So the project is really about enhancing the ability of 3 community colleges to deliver best-in-class workforce training for our region. and to bring a future-ready workforce to the table for our employers. And a great example of that is Brandon Meredith. Brandon was a recent FTCC graduate, and out of a nomination by his department chair, Eric Smith, he was the winner in 2024 of the National Driving for Excellence Award. It's a national award that is given only one individual, and he won a $200,000 truck. And is now driving for Slay Trucking Company and as an owner-operator. And we're very proud of the work he did. We're very proud of Slay and the partnership that we have with them through our truck driver training program. So Brandon, please come and share with us a little bit of how the program helped you move forward from your military career into civilian work.
Good afternoon. I don't have a lot of stuff written down, so. Well, thank you, first of all, FTCC, for inviting me and letting me be a part of this ceremony. It's a pretty amazing opportunity. So I retired from the military after 20 years, 13 of that being in special operations, and I knew I wanted to be a truck driver. Third generation truck driver, something I've always wanted to do. And I knew that I wanted to chill out a little bit and work for myself. I haven't chilled very much, thanks to Mr. Smith. But through, I utilized the Transition Tech CDL program. I could have utilized the waivers and gotten CDL qualifications through military and not attended a school, but I didn't want to look funny out on the road, so I wanted to really dig into it and do the right thing and get trained by the best program out there in my eyes. I noticed that they were a 10-week program. They weren't, pushing students through as fast as they can. There are some programs that are pretty wild out there as far as how fast they train students, but as you can imagine, being a brand new CDL student, especially if you were not in the military, and turning out from FTCC onto Bragg Boulevard in one of these things can be a little nerve-wracking, right? So, they have, and I believe they have the best instructors. They're super patient. They're good mentors. And and through their relationships with the employers in the community, I was able to start working day one of my terminal leave. So I barely had a day off. Didn't want it. I can't relax that much. I get nervous sitting down too long. But I was able to meet Sherry Fulton, my terminal manager from Slay Transportation. I want to thank her for giving me a shot. I started working as a company driver. And not surprisingly, I became a trainer about 3 months after that. I was like, hey, can I just relax and just have a normal job? But I really appreciate what everybody has done for me, and Mr. Smith for nominating me for that transition trucking program. I was able to meet a lot of interesting and influential people in the trucking industry. I have a cool story to tell everywhere I go. Everybody, this isn't the truck I won, but that truck I won allowed me to progress to this truck. And when people see it, they know there's something special about it, and I get to tell a cool story. There were 100 other nominees for that program, and I beat them all. So I like to say that Fort Bragg and the military and FTCC and my employers and everybody helped me prepare for that competition, and we came out on top. I don't really have much else to say. I have a small business now, Cobra 6 Transport. I work for Slay Transportation, so you see me out on the road, give me a little arm pump. I may blow the horn for you. Thank you.
So, again, a regional effort. And this is not the only regional effort that we've undertaken in this Sandhills region. So in addition to Bladen Community College and Robinson and trucking, we're also working in the healthcare space. We're working in the funeral service space. We're working in the supply chain and logistics space to help create a regional approach to the workforce needs in our community. And so I am grateful to the other colleges in this area for the work that they do and the support that they give Fayetteville Tech and the communities in which they serve. So I do, again, want to thank all of our supporters at the state level, the county level, and philanthropic partners that have joined us today to make this project a reality and really set the Sandhills region up as a leader in economic and workforce development in our state and in our nation. Now, let's turn some dirt. 1, 2, 3.